shit for you niggas. Check it out. Am I weak or am I strong? Can my mind carry me on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Who am I not to do me, nigga, and get it on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on.
I'm having dreams of my enemies killing me, cause the way I be chasing my currency and dealing with bitches who work on their knees to please a young G. So I don't sleep, cause I got seed to feed. So I take no dose to ride with calicos and 44s. Made me a sick individual, mind of a criminal, acts of a serial killer, nigga. Don't let me get at you. Gotta get this money, nigga. I'll be damned if I'm bummy while laughing at you niggas getting this cake. You niggas fake, shoot the A out the cake. So what can I say? Framing niggas don't play. R.I.P. A-Wall, screaming fuck all y'all gon' stand tall.
Am I weak or am I strong? Can my mind carry me on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Who am I not to do me, nigga, and get it on? I'm striving to get this money, but cowards say that it's on. Am I weak or am I?
What up, though?
What up, what up, what up with it?
Man, let's talk about it, man. It's finna go down.
I'm your boy Doe.
Man, what up? As far as you, man, let's do it.
We got a couple topics for you. One topic is we're gonna definitely talk about the shooting in downtown Minneapolis.
Another sad tragedy at the hands of the Minneapolis Police Department.
How you say his name? Amir Locke.
Amir Locke.
Amir Locke.
Unfortunately,
Rest in peace to Amir Locke.
Lost his life early morning in downtown Minneapolis, man, on a warrant that was, being said shouldn't have even been written or signed or executed.
Yeah, that no-knock warrant is crazy. How you gonna go in somebody's house with a key?
Man.
Then he kicked the couch and made the man wake up, and then when the man woke up, they shot him. Because he had his hand, because he had his, he grabbed his gun or whatever.
It's a lot of situations that occur like that. I'm grateful that they had an opportunity to catch that on body cam because they come across those types of situations on a regular basis, But, one thing is like, a lot of the times they can be written off, because a person could be deemed the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perception right now, and that's like one of the things that we're dealing with, in all honesty, is just the matter of perception. It's easy for the world to perceive you to get shot by the hands of the police, and then they'll sign and say that they'll try to justify it, like all the ways that it goes wrong is just ridiculous because instead of it being looked at like another human being, or instead of him being looked at as another human being, they instantly looked at the man, said he was a suspect, you know what I'm saying, and tried to like label him in a manner, man, that's like distortion of perception. It's done a lot, and it's sad,
As far as this case go, though, he wouldn't have nothing to do with nothing.
He didn't have nothing to do with nothing, you know what I'm saying, in regards to what was really going on. I don't know all the details. I just know that, being a young man and, waking up that time in the morning and being in the environment that we come from, we already traumatized to a certain extent before these type of events happen, and to have that type of trauma happen and you startle out your sleep like that, you know what I'm saying? It's sad, man.
Yeah, I don't understand that no-knock warrant shit anyway. That's like, come on, man. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, so you just went in this man's house with a key, kicked the couch and woke him up. What?
It's sad, man. The one thing I think about a lot, is like, this is America. You know what I'm saying? And America has some real devious ways of making an example out of individuals to either minimize their humanity or make them seem as if they are villains in regards to deserving the behavior in which they receive. It's sad, man, because a lot of the people in the world would agree and, argue with an individual that will, want to see somebody deemed as a human being. Like, it's sad, man.
So
it's sad.
Man, we talk about it so much. It ain't even. It seems like one of the things like it ain't no need to even talk about it no more. It's crazy, man. Like, what do you do about it? Like we've been saying, it's a whole bunch of moving parts. It's definitely system. It's a system situation. And it trickles down.
The thing is, man, it's like a lot of the times we got to remember, man. True indeed, man. Some of the tactics that are used to bring attention to the matters are needed. You know what I'm saying? But behind all of that, you know what I'm saying, all that man, I don't even know the word to describe it, man. Like this cavalry comes out of nowhere when these incidents happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of them are doing work behind the back end. And it's going to take a lot of work to actually reform what is happening. Like, I was talking to somebody earlier.
It's definitely going to take a lot of work.
Talking to somebody earlier, and they saying, like, we always pointing the finger at the officers. You know what I'm saying? And the officers, yeah, like, they put in some bad positions. You know what I'm saying? But it's the person that signs those orders. It's the person that, that gives them directives to do the things that they do in our community. Like, and we don't see them guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't see the guys that's signing off on, you know what I mean, no-knock warrants. Like, we wouldn't know who that person was, but we know he had the authority to send all of them in there.
The one that signed off on that no-knock thing is the same judge that overseen the Derek Chauvin case.
Like, come on. And I know Minneapolis is a small city, but it's really difficult, man. And then it's like, I was thinking about Malcolm X, man, and like some of the things that he went through at the times. Because these to me, what's happening is almost similar. It's like this cultural revolution that's occurring right now, and a lot of the behavior that has been exhibited, man, is not tolerable no more. And it's been like that forever. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know a time where it wasn't. You know, and it's messed up because it's like, yo, like, this is America. Like, this America. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about America historically, you know what I'm saying, and all the things that used to happen to all the people just like freely, like, you know what I'm saying, before the civil rights era, man, people were able to freely walk outside and do what they wanted to do if they saw a black person in their community. This just 50 years, 60 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We got people on this earth right now that had to deal with that. And just imagine what it was like before that. So it's not, and to understand it, you gotta understand that this is something that is still happening, except instead, I could talk forever about it. Instead of them riding around shooting at us, we riding around shooting at each other.
See, but it's
crazy.
Exactly what you said though. It went from what you say. It went from, you know, slavery to Jim Crow to crack to all that, right? So
like, come on, man, they not finna ever try to take their foot off our neck.
So the thing about that then is, once again, it's a whole system thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Look,
it's a whole system thing, man. Like,
it's bananas, and the saddest part is that what I've been noticing is that we do it to each other at a rate out this world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shame.
So the only thing I could think of that helps kind of like right away, but not right away, is once again, get your kids to do more than play sports.
Man, they gotta
get them in the system. Mayors, judges, police, man. All that. Like, you gotta get them in the system, man.
The status quo has not worked, man.
We gotta get them in the system. Playing ball is not.
The status quo is not working.
You know
what I'm saying?
Gotta get them in the system, man.
The other part is, you know what I'm saying, like, what else can we do? You know what I'm saying? We gotta remember that there are people that are signing off on these orders, man. So there's people that are enforcing this law, and then you gotta remember, how did all of this start? You know what I'm saying? How did it start, man? You know, like the Federation of Order of Police, man. You know, think about it. Like it's really complicated, but it's really so easy. You know what I'm saying? Because once you understand the history and what we've been through in this society and how easy it is to be, you know, demonized and, you know what I mean, just abused. Like, it's the American culture, so we have to start uplifting each other in a manner that is more than just supportive. You know what I'm saying? With words, it's supportive through like so many levels of like education, because the status quo is not gonna work. We are completing the master plan. You know what I'm saying? We completing the master plan, and then they whacking us now. What's that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
so the bottom line is, it's a lot of work that needs to be done.
man,
We got to get into the system if we want to change things. Judges, you know, all that good stuff. Police officers,
man, rest in peace, Amir Locke, man.
mayors.
Dante Wright, George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about all the individuals that's just like in this city alone. You know, it's confusing to me sometimes.
Yeah, we got the last. It's crazy, man. What the last? We got the white cop, the female cop. What was her name?
Kim Potter.
We got the Kim Potter. That was just a couple months ago.
Kim Potter.
We got the George Floyd situation.
George Floyd.
We got the Somalian cop.
We got
that was Kim Potter with the
Noor,
Dante Wright.
Officer Noor and Justine Diamond, Philando Castile,
Yeah,
Jamar Clark.
We got a lot. That's crazy.
I forget my man's name from St. Paul. I can't remember his name, but there's so many from St. Paul too, bro. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, what's going to change? You know what I'm saying? What can we do to make it change?
Well, this next subject kind of the next subject kind of goes with that, man. Like, we got to go to the kids because obviously, you know. So obviously the adults.
What up, Aaron? What up, Lord?
Obviously the adults. It's almost a little too late for us, so you got to get to the kids.
Yeah.
So that goes with the whole, you know, getting them into something else. Because this is another thing I wanted to talk about. When did we lose the ability to, whatever word you want to use, check, discipline? When did we lose
restraint?
When did we lose the ability to do that to our neighbors' kids?
Man, like,
when did that happen, man?
Man, crack. I think after the 1990s, you know what I'm saying? Like with all the individuals that was coming up in our, you know what I mean, our era, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Like 19, 20 years old in the early millennium, you know, we grew up without, you know, no real guidance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that were given to us to be negative or to have some type of negative outcome. You know what I'm saying? And it got to the point where we wouldn't allow other people to even say anything to our children. Like sometimes the teacher couldn't even say nothing to the children.
Yep, you know like I said, that happened around, you know, right after the crack era.
Yeah.
Crack is what kicked it off, really.
When the kids became adults.
When the kids became adults.
It
used to be able to, you get in trouble at school, everybody say something to you coming home.
That was us, you know what I'm saying? Our parents, you know what I'm saying, the community, you know what I'm saying, that we grew up in. But then it was like a loss of respect happened. And
I think it happened like with me coming up, like in my era.
Yeah,
like I'm 81. I think
we didn't respect
yeah, my mom was the type. I ain't gonna lie to you. My mom was the type that would take up for me for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I used to get away with.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
I used to get away with murder. I ain't gonna lie.
We couldn't address nobody without a yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I couldn't be I wasn't able to be disrespectful, but she would take, if somebody said I did something, she would take up for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, no, he didn't, or whatever. You know what I mean? I got away with murder.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't disrespect no elders, but yeah, it wasn't too much.
No, I used to go crazy.
The teacher say, your son did. She'd be like, no, he didn't. Like that's why I be on the kids. Well, I be on my kids different because I know how it was. I got away with murder. I did all types of stuff, and was able to say no, I didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, we lost the ability to you know, to discipline other people's kids, and you need to be able to do that. And I ain't talking it got to be physical or nothing, but I'm saying just period, like check them. You know what I'm saying? Hold them accountable. We used to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No more. I mean, you still can to a certain extent because a lot of the shorties is looking for somebody to really tell them something. You know what I'm saying? But then they got caught up in being around so many negative individuals, you know what I'm saying, that they believe that that's how they supposed to conduct themselves. When in actuality, it ain't how they supposed to conduct themselves. A lot of people get wrapped up in trying to be always the tough guy, always got to be the biggest dude in the room, or, you know what I'm saying, all of that. Like, so many people get caught up with that, you know what I'm saying, and it just triggers this onslaught of nonsense, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's messed up, man. And these shorties nowadays, they playing with guns. So it's like trying to tell them something, and they super emotional. Like they ain't as disciplined as we was at all. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, they super emotional, man.
They super grabbing the gun first,
man. Like, and then a lot of them real skinny. Then a lot of them doing all these drugs. You know what I'm saying? So like it ain't that easy no more.
You know, I was just saying, I was just talking about that story that happened with rest in peace, that kid that got killed at the high school.
Yeah, I mean, and they always snaking each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no loyalty outside right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if we understand that that's the environment, you know, it's time to get, like, it's time to do better. You should be able to walk down the street in your neighborhood and see shorty and them acting up and trying to, you know, take somebody's car or something like that, and you should be able to walk up on them and be like,
say
hey,
something,
chill out. But 9 times out of 10, like, it was a family that got caught up. Man, I'm talking about, it was so much madness. Man, I had to slow down, pause, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you can't keep up with so much. But, man, a family tried to intervene in the situation, man, and the little dudes that was causing the situation turned their firearms on that family.
When was this?
This was, I believe, like October, November. You know what I'm saying? But that's an example of a family or somebody in the community stepping up and being like, hey, yo, shorty, hey, calm that down, and shorty trying to fan their ass out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we gotta, you know, the saying when they used to say take a village to raise the kids is true, man. We need everybody to be able to put their hands on you, not hands like whoop your child. I'm saying like lay hands on them, like, you know what I'm saying, like
discipline some of these shorties, man.
You gotta have that love from everybody.
The one thing I can't say, man, is like, to a certain extent, we are slowly coming around to that fact that we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of families that are, you know, encouraging the children and keeping the children out the way, you know what I'm saying? A lot, but the thing is, the lifestyle is so attractive. So once the shorties become a certain age, they want to do what everybody else doing, or what they see in the video.
Right.
You know?
So the only thing you can really do about that is just tell, once again, it goes back to the youngsters. We can't tell grown-ups what to do, but when you got kids, when you finally have kids, build that village around your child. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to have your relatives and close friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, get back to that godparent stuff. You know what I'm saying? None of my kids ever had godparents because wasn't none of us responsible growing up. But build those type of people around your kids, responsible people. You know what I'm saying? They got to have mentors. You know, people that's even outside the house, like you know how, well, coaches is a norm because everybody plays sports. So coaches, that's a norm. But you need like
lifestyle coaches.
Yeah, lifestyle coaches, exactly.
Or
exactly
something to just show them something different, man. Because it's crazy out here, man. Like, it's crazy, man. I was looking through some of the pictures, and one of the things that was tripping me out was nowadays everybody play with their fingers. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't understand that. Like,
what you mean?
Everybody throw up gang signs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Like,
I mean, everybody think they're the gangs.
Everybody want to throw up gang signs.
Everybody think they're the
gangs. At one point in time, you couldn't twist your fingers up certain kind of ways if you didn't understand the literature. You know what I'm saying? And right now, everyone is just freely able to do that. It is some of the weirdest stuff that's going on. So it just shows you like how easy it is for somebody to just try to get enticed into this violence that seems so normal in the areas, man.
All that shit goes. I guess crazy. All of it goes back down to guidance. It goes to the system situation that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know, man. I don't even know. Like, the only answer I keep saying, the only answer I ever got is get your kids into the system for we could help change some of this shit for the future. That's all I ever got. You know what I mean?
Man.
Because everything else get redundant, saying the same thing over and over. Like, oh man, another cop killed the motherfucker, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it gets redundant, man. Like, oh, did you see what Lil Dude and them did the other day? And it just gets so it's like, I don't know, man. It's like it's a broken record. It's been a broken record, but
no, it's the pattern of history.
Yeah,
it's the pattern of history. It's pretty much what America has been geared to do to our population, man. And
from the start. This was always their plan.
You know, we're gonna always have these incidents. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, we gotta remember. It's not just during Black History Month, but like all year we have to remember, man, we only out of this by like 50, 60 years.
Yeah, that's enough.
The 80s, boy, it was bad. Don't get it twisted. When David Duke and all these other dudes was running, man, come on, man. It's like it was like I was there even though I wasn't there. Like, it ain't never went nowhere, man. And instead of it being these boys running around being able to do whatever they wanted to do to us, like, they used to be able to do whatever they wanted to do to us, man, and get away with it.
And they still can, or still that's what they
to a certain extent. Like, they letting it be known.
Cops just now start getting convicted on the real. I just did. Remember, we just did those numbers. Man. Like, in the last, what we say, 30 years,
the
only
one thing,
7. It was something crazy, real low. They got convicted.
Murder don't have no statute of limitations. Like, they should prosecute all of their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's not gonna happen. 1,000. And we fall for it. I can't lie. We fall for it. I see it all day. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in it all day. You know what I'm saying? It was a picture that I saw, and I knew that, you know, when Malcolm X was killed, X, Y, and Z was going on. When Martin Luther killed X, Y, and Z, they had CIA agents around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like the same thing going on right now.
Yeah, man. So what is your, what could you, if you had some advice, or what would you say? What could we
focus on your children. Make sure your children turn out to be 10 times better than you. All the things that you felt like you missed out in life, try to give it to your children.
And that don't mean a bunch of fucking materialistic shit.
I ain't talking about toys.
That a bunch of materialistic.
But the knowledge, the discipline.
Go spend $5,000 at Christmas talking about I want my kids to have a better life.
No, that ain't where it's at. It's about it.
I want my kids to have a better life. Spend $5,000.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to have boundaries so, you know, they don't end up abused and used out here in this world. Like, you got to give them the tools to survive 10 times better than what you did. You know what I'm saying? All the emotional integrity, all of that, all the fortitude to make sure that they even get to the next phase. Because we rats in a maze right now on these blocks, and when we run into each other, it's strife. You know what I'm saying? Once we gotta break that mentality and stop looking at each other, you know what I'm saying, in that negative light, especially within the community. And I honestly believe once we bring some type of peace or some type of resolve to what's happening in our communities, we, like, I can't even say that, because a lot of the times, like, we looked at as demons, like evil or something. I don't know. Shit crazy.
But I mean, we looked at like that to the people that's our problem. We're not looked at that from people that.
That's what I'm saying. So
we only looked at like that from the racist people, or the people that controls the whole racism in the first place.
And that's how they look at us. So you can be a Trayvon Martin walking home in Florida, cold as hell at night with some Skittles in Arizona, trying to get to the crib, not even being involved in nothing, and they'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be a black man jogging through a white neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, and it can happen. You know what I'm saying? You could be at your house, sleep,
And them motherfuckers came in the door with a key though. That's crazy. That's deep.
It can happen, man. So like,
that's deep for real.
Like in regards to the individuals that they have been like executing, man. Like none of those individuals they've been executing, you know, really were, you know what I'm saying, like any outstanding mass murderer criminals, you know what I'm saying? Like these regular people trying to survive in their neighborhood. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, come a lot of people have nothing to do with nothing.
Come on, man. They selling cigarettes.
The Eric Gardner one?
CDs.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Walking home from the store.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because you stole some Swishes. Like, what kid hasn't stole some Swishes at some point in their life? And I understand
let me say this though.
Wrong.
Let me say this though, as far as that goes.
Didn't even do that. Like,
let me say this about that. Hey, to all the youngsters out there, when you get stopped by the cops, just apply. And yes, people have died applying, but the point is, we can't give them no reason to say, oh, well, it was because of this, because of that. Just do your part and make it home to the best of your ability. Back when we was growing up, we used to fight with the cops, but nowadays you can't. They shoot motherfuckers clean down. So don't argue with none of that stuff. Give them IDs or whatever you need to do to come home. No. Even if you did something a little whatever, let's say you did something wrong, just go to jail then and let the process handle that. Bail money, lawyer money, all that type of stuff. Do not give them a reason.
The thing about it,
to say, oh, he did this, she did this.
The thing about
make it home to the best of your ability.
No matter what we do, hands in the air. How many?
But we can't promote that though. You can't promote that.
I'm not gonna. I know it is a fact because it
happened.
It happened.
But yes, it happened.
You know it happened. So like, you can do all of that.
But you got to make sure you do it all the time, every time. I don't give a fuck. Yes, it has happened. A person got shot with their hands up, but keep putting your fucking hands up.
Man,
don't put them in your pocket.
These dudes.
Shit.
And this is the thing, man.
Don't put them in your pocket.
They are trying to create a docile race. A docile mind state that makes us believe that at any given time that if we speak up for ourselves.
No, that's the difference between that.
You know what I'm saying? Like no, like straight up, like that's what's going on. They are. It's like programming. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel like, oh, if you speak up for yourself, if you know ask a question, if you know try to be an upstanding citizen and you try to be respectful and want to know information about what's going on, like you should be able to do that.
But that's not majority of the time what's happening though. So we got to talk about the reality.
A lot of the cats
talk about the reality
crazy and being, you know,
we got to talk about the reality part.
Crazy. That's the reality. Some of them do that.
Yeah.
But understand, like any way it go, you know what I'm saying? Like keep some calm and resolve about yourself.
Yeah.
But understand that you're dealing with somebody that looks at you like a threat. And when individuals see something that is a threat, like they will do anything to harm you. Like they will harm you, man. And then what will happen is society will then justify that harm because you are looked at like a threat. That boy looked like a threat even when he was sleeping. You feel me?
That's crazy.
You feel me? Like how you gonna look like a threat and you sleeping? Yeah. Like I've had bouts where I woke up out my sleep and thought I peed in the toilet and peed off the side of the toilet. Real shit. So you know you still try to discombobulate it as you waking up early in the morning.
Yeah. And that's definitely that's what I'm saying. Like that shit, man. That's a whole system situation. The training is fucked up.
Man.
How you gonna have a no-knock warrant procedure in the first fucking place? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go in there, you kick the motherfucking couch, waking the person up. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that was just like. All that had to do with training right there, and the simple fact that it's always systematic racism, man.
Like somebody was gonna die that morning.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
somebody was gonna die that morning, and it was so real. It was so real, and unfortunately, it can happen again.
What you mean? I mean, unfortunately, it's gonna happen again. You know what I'm saying?
It's history. Like we are in America.
Yeah,
we are in America.
And that's why the best thing we have, the only thing that we could do, the only thing we can do to combat this type of shit is get people in the fucking system.
Get people in the system.
That's the only way this is going to happen.
Stick together.
Yeah.
Money in America is the divide. It's a capitalistic society, so money will make you deviate from the plan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a capitalistic society, so to really make it work, man, to really make it work, you gotta almost get in tune. I'm supposed to be beating him in a second. But yeah, lots of interesting topics, man.
And unfortunately, it all comes to the same old shit. Like, what can we do? Where do we start? How do we fix this? Yeah. It always goes back to that, man. I mean, unfortunately, you know, yes. But
it's messed up. Look. If we go back in history, and think about it, it started in Africa before the slaves even got shipped over here.
Shit. Somebody
was able to make an offer for some people, and some people decided to take that offer to sell some people.
Yeah. And then, you know, even before Africa, the people that went to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you got shipped to Africa, then they found out about the whole European way of living, and
we forgot that our way of living was the best, was a sustainable way of living. I'm not gonna say it was the best way of living, but it was a sustainable way of living that was able to thrive. You know what I mean? Due to natural resources, but the glitter and the gold. You know what I'm saying? And putting value on objects and material things. You know what I'm saying? Kind of distorted it. You know? I don't know. It's so deep, man. It's so deep.
It's man. A lot of moving parts, man.
It's so deep, man. I just hope that we realize that we are valuable as community members towards one another, man. We are valuable towards each other on so many different levels, you know, like for people that have disagreements or whatever it may be, like we gotta understand that each of us is valuable in order for us to get to the next phase in life. You know? And that's real shit.
So for you youngsters, like I said, man, do whatever you gotta do to make it home. Quit all that old yelling and all that goofy shit, all that, what the fuck did I do and all that crazy shit. Just give them an idea or whatever. If they won't put your car, get inside the motherfucking car. If you gotta go to jail, and holler at your people for bail money, lawyer money.
Yeah.
Just make it home, man. That's the bottom line.
And the other
just make it home, man.
For all of y'all that be out here trying to be like all here rowdy with it, read the literature first. The literature will tell you how to be disciplined. 48 Laws of Power would be some of that. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that sometimes it don't make no sense to say anything.
And when you have kids, make sure you start getting along with the other parent people and the other parent, even if y'all don't stay together. Co-parent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Be cool with the other side of family stuff. Build a village around these kids, man. It takes a village to raise a kid. Stop being enemies with the other person you had a baby by just because y'all ain't together no more. Stop being enemies. You know what I'm saying? Co-parent if you got to, and build that village around that child.
The whole community. You know what I'm saying? Start checking these little dudes, you know what I'm saying? These little kids, y'all know that y'all let run in the house with these big ass guns.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Don't be condoning that shit, allowing that shit.
You know what I'm saying? You know they stealing cars at night.
Yeah, don't be condoning that shit. And tell them if they want to live that way, they got to get from up under your roof.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever thinks that's mean or whatever, no fucking ain't.
It ain't.
Don't let your kids live under your roof with that bullshit.
It ain't nothing wrong with holding them accountable.
You gotta hold them accountable. But what kind of product is you putting out there in the world? It's just like. Do you got the good product?
It's wild, man.
We out of here, man.
We gone, man.
LTA.
Let's talk about it.